Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and I'm super grateful and excited that you are joining me today. So today's pick a card reading, we are looking at what are you currently making room for in your life at this moment. I've noticed a big theme in the collective and the collective energy is that we are going through. Currently, it feels like a big release. It feels like some of us are going through a big shift, and we are currently making room for new things in our life. So this reading is just that, to see what you are currently making room for. So if you felt drawn to this reading in any way, there's most likely a pile for you, as well as don't pay attention to the time, because I am going to make this reading a timeless reading. So whenever it comes across your feed, whether it's the same day, a month from the time I post it, a year from now, whatever, whenever it comes across your mind, your feed is when it's meant for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. I just quickly want to say the first part of this reading is going to be exactly what the topic says. It's going to be what are you making room for? And then there's going to be the second part of this reading, which is going to be what do you need to release or currently or continue releasing in order for this to come into your life. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the pile selections. Today we have these 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, starting right here, we have the Fantome Tarot, and on top of that, we have this Pyrite Alien. For pile number 2, we have the Fountain Tarot, and on top of that, we have this, oh my goodness, this is Aquamarine, I believe? Turtle. No, turquoise. I'm so sorry, guys. Forgive me. It's a turquoise-filled turtle. So that is for pile number 2. And then last but not least, we have pile number 3, which is just the silver version of the Rider-Waite tarot deck. And on top of this one, we have this Labradorite Rose. I don't know if you can see the flash. I'll try to get it on there for you. Okay. So those are the piles. If you do need more time, you are more than welcome to pause the video here. Please take as much time as you need. When you do have your piles selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience as always, along with any other information you may be looking for, such as the decks that are used, the channeled songs that are connected to each pile. If I do or do not do personal readings, I will always post that in the description box as well. And yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to check that out first. If there are questions that you have that are not able to be answered in the description box, just feel free to leave a comment, ask your question, and I will try my very best to get back to you in a timely manner. Okay, so let's get into your reading. I can't wait to see you guys there. Bye! Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Pyrite Alien, chose that little guy, or if you chose the Fantome Tarot deck, either way, welcome. So today we are asking, what are you currently making room for in your life? And then the next part of the reading is going to be, what do you need to release or continue releasing in order for this to fully come in for you? So I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys are comfortable. Hope this video is finding you well. Happy to see you as always. Let's get started. So first things first, I want to invite Spirit. Spirit, if you could please tune me into my pile 1's collective energy. And if you can please show me in pile 1 with the most clarity, what are they making room for at this time that they are coming across this reading in their life? Please, Spirit. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right, I am ready. What is pile 1 currently making room for? We have the Ace of Wands in reverse for you. What is pile 1 currently making room for in their life at this time, Spirit? We have Judgment in reverse. We have the Hanged Man. What is pile 1 making room for, Spirit, this time? We have the 2 of Swords in reverse as well. Clarifying the Ace of Wands here. Why is the Ace of Wands here? We have the 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. Clarifying the Judgment card here. Oh. Okay. We have Temperance and we have the 3 of Cups to clarify the Judgment card for you. Clarifying the Hanged Man. Why is the Hanged Man here? We have the 4 of Cups. And clarifying the 2 of Swords. Spirit, why is the 2 of Swords here? We have the 8 of Pentacles. Wow. This is an interesting energy, to say the least. We have the Artist at the bottom of the deck. I love that. I love this as an overall energy for you, because I think one of the things you are making room for is the things that you truly want and the things that you truly desire in this life. And let's elaborate a little bit. I know that's a little vague here for you. It feels like, you know, you've been kind of going through a period where you haven't felt the most inspired. And I think this is a form of release for you. I feel like what you're making room for is the ability and the want and the desire for your own creations, for your own independence. I think that this comes with a kind of boost of energy for you. So if you kind of have been feeling a little bit down lately, or maybe like, I don't want to say anyone's clinically diagnosed, but you know, as like more or less of like an adjective to describe, if you've been feeling a little bit depressed lately, or you just feel like you don't have the motivation or maybe even the ability right now to go after the things that you want, and or you've been releasing like past judgments, past relationships, past things. These are all a part of this plan, because that desire and those things are coming. You have a beautiful, abundant, independent type of energy coming for you. And I think you're releasing everything that's stopping you from wanting this, if that makes sense. Like, I do feel like it's all about the desire, and I think that there's going to be newfound energy coming in for you that's like going to make you say, hey, okay, like I want this now. It's time to get up, it's time to go, it's time to achieve, it's time to work. And you may be even feeling right now like, oh gosh, I can't even imagine that, I can't even see that coming, I can't even see that happening, because that's not how I feel right now. And Spirit's kind of saying like, just wait. I feel like one of the things you're making room for as well is, I feel like the thing that you're making room for is the right people in your life as well, with the 3 of Cups in reverse and Temperance. I feel like you're kind of in this limbo space to where you feel kind of stuck and in your life, and maybe a little bit discontent with how things are going. And I feel like it's almost like you're revving up for something. It feels like you're resting. It feels like you are also deciding. Like, it feels like there's a lot of things in your life right now where you're able to kind of see things from a different point of view, and you're contemplating things differently. Also, you could just be at a place in your life where you're just feeling really discontent and you don't like the things that you're having to put up with. Like, for example, I feel like there's a few different things, so I'm gonna name them because this is a general reading and you all deserve to hear something, you know. But I feel like for some of you, you may be feeling lonely on this journey. You know, you could be like on a spiritual path and you've been feeling very lonely, or you just feel very misunderstood. One of the things that you're making room for is your own, the reason why you're becoming this independent version of yourself is because you are going to be attracting those right types of people. I feel like you're making also room for yourself to trust yourself, to use your discernment is going to be a great tool in the days, months, years to come, about who is going to be good for you in your life and who you are going to want to allow in your circle is kind of a message that it feels like for a lot of you is what you're making room for. So for example, if you've had to rid yourself from like relationships or people or places and things because they weren't good for you, this is because you are making room for better. You are making room for the right type of people right now. Also, it feels like your focus is on your finances with the Two of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. It feels like also there's a responsibility of what you choose and what you decide to grow. It feels like it's in your hands, pile one. I'm going to be quite honest, especially with the artist. It feels like right now you're kind of getting to the nitty gritty. You're kind of feeling right now what it is that you want, what it is that you want to work towards, what it is that you feel like you deserve. And this could all be in relation to the polarity that you've been experiencing. So for some of you, if you felt a lack of money, or you felt a lack of love, or you felt a lack of support, you know, this is coming through because this is what you are making room for, the things that you actually want. The artist is here to remind you that you are the creator of this, and the Two of Swords in reverse is here to remind you that it all comes down to your choices and your decisions and what you want. Because the Eight of Pentacles is telling me that, you know, your work ethic is there to the core. You just have to decide for yourself. And that's something that I think you're going through. And like I said, you know, it may have felt like you haven't been inspired, or it may have felt like it hasn't been the easiest time for you, and you also just may feel like you really just don't want to be in this current situation that you're in right now. I feel like I'm sensing a little bit of frustration behind your circumstances, and Spirit's saying that this is all building, this is building that energy for you to release, to decide, and to make room. And so I think that you guys have a lot of things coming in. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's options for you, and I feel like you've kind of been put through trials and tribulations for you to grow your discernment muscle. Like, that seems to be a theme here as well, of you using your discernment and your decision making to decide what is best for you. So this could have been a theme of things that you were kind of going through in your life up until this point, and it's all for the betterment of your life as well. It's all for you to have better. The Nine of Pentacles is coming through to say you deserve the things that you want. The Nine of Pentacles is coming through to say you can achieve the things that you want. Sometimes we have to be put in situations, or we have to be put in, you know, kind of almost like this Hanged Man. It feels like it kind of put in a timeout, or maybe feeling a little stuck, for us to realize we want better, or realize we deserve more than this. And this is all a part of the plan for the things that you are making room for. It's very interesting. I feel like you have a lot of great things to come, pile one, because there's not just one particular thing that you're making room for. It's you're making room for all of it. All of it. And one of the biggest themes here is your independence. And so I think you've been currently releasing like your energetic ties to things that maybe have felt like they've been suppressing or maybe even oppressing yourself from your independence. And with releasing these ties and continuing to work on your own and work through these things, you are at the same time making room and creating this for yourself, which is very beautiful. Let's see. I feel like the Temperance card is asking you, Temperance in reverse with the Judgment here, is asking you to have patience, that you will reap what you sow, that all of your efforts are not wasted, even if you can't see things right now. And there is a celebration for you in the coming time. Like I said, I don't want to be specific about time. It could be weeks, months, years, who knows, depending on your situation and depending on the certain things. Like, you know, you could be making room for certain things at certain times. We're always kind of tend to be manifesting and releasing all the time anyways. And so I think that this is about generating a completely different and better life for yourself, and a better situation for yourself, to where you're not going to feel stuck. You're not going to feel discontent all the time. And I think that there's going to be a very proud moment in your life to where you're really seeing, like, I feel like with this artist at the bottom of the deck, it's almost like making me feel like your future self is coming through to look back on your choices and your hard work and your decisions and saying, be so proud of yourself, like, you really did that. Like, pile, and you really did that. And so I think that this is kind of a time for you for rest and reassessment as well. Like, you may be really redirecting your focus at this time too, and this is exactly what you need to be doing and exactly where you need to be. And if you're not there yet, you will be for sure. Spirit's kind of bringing in your channeled song, which I thought your channeled song was a little, when it came up, I was like, oh, okay, sure. You know, I didn't quite understand it. And now I'm kind of getting a message for it. It is the song Evil Deeds by Eminem. Quickly, I mean, not quickly, I didn't mean to say, I said I'll quickly elaborate, but if you want to listen to the song, it's always in the description box, linked under the Pile 1 channeled song. And I feel like one of the messages too is like there's some like ancestral things that you are working through, whether this is the relationship with your parents, your relationship from childhood, or maybe even deeper and further rooted. It feels like for a long time you may have been wondering, why am I doing the things that I'm doing, or why am I going through these cycles, or why do I act like this person, or you know, or how it's like you're seeing how the relationships of your family and loved ones has really affected you, and you're healing from that right now too, which is in turn going to make room for new cycles and new things to begin, which is really cool and really exciting. I love that for you as well. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense now, because in the song he talks about like his childhood, what his mom put him through, the fact, you know, it's kind of like that. And it's called Evil Deeds because I think he's talking about of like, I don't mean to be this way, I don't know why I'm like this, but he's obviously venting and taking after his mother in the song. And so that could be significant to this ancestral karma and ancestral cycles that you are currently healing from, which, like I said, is really exciting, because when you break those things, you make room for brand new exciting things to come into your life as well too. So I think you're currently making room for a lot. And so if you've kind of been put, almost like I said before, feeling like you've been put in a timeout from the universe and you're like, I'm over this now, I don't want to do this anymore. It was for a divine reason, and it did serve a purpose, and it is probably still serving a purpose. So just hang in there. Change is coming. Remember that you and your decisions are very important at this time, and what you decide to focus on and what you decide to put your energy in is definitely going to manifest, and you are making room for that as we speak. Okay. I just want to pull just a couple different cards to see if we can get any like more maybe specifics of like what specifically are you making a room for. Oh, this is very telling to what we're talking about. Okay, so on the table, off the table, it's table, but it fell off of the table. We have hard work ahead. We also have cat with two-faced friend. We also have goldfish, which is increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. These are all things I've been seeing coming for you. And we also have pale, which is time to get out of a situation. And these right here, the ones that stuck out to me, we will look at this. Look at these ones in a second, or talk about them, but I want to talk about this because this cat, this two-faced friend, tells me that this is confirmation to the fact that you are making room for better people in your life, for people that are going to support you, people that will not be jealous of you, people that are your soul tribe. This could be romantic, platonic, or just that, you know, people that you just vibe with in general. And that's what I loved about the Three of Cups coming in reverse for you. I felt like this was you, even though you may have felt isolated, or you may felt like you don't have support. This is because you are making room for the supportive people. And Spirit is saying that anyone that is not in your life currently at this time, or anyone that you have been asked to release, or maybe even for some of you, maybe anyone that you have an intuitive nudge a lot of the time, you know, about when they come around, or when you talk to them, or whatever the case is. Spirit saying, you know, listen to that, believe that, and trust where you are being led at this time, because there are the right people for you, and Spirit doesn't want you to waste your energy and be around people that don't have your best interest, because you deserve the support. And that's why I feel like right now with the Nine of Pentacles, you know, you've kind of been forced to maybe focus on your own independence or be by yourself and things like that. And this is all for that divine reason of what you are making room for, which is really good. And I want to remind you again, pile one, that nothing lasts forever. So the situation that you are in with the Pale, this literally talks about working to get yourself out of a situation. So whatever it is your goals are, or whatever it is you've been wanting, or for example, what you're making room for may have happened because you're in a situation, or you're in just a period in your life where you are just not happy, you're not content, and you want more. This is all for that reason, to say it's time to get out of that situation, and you have the ability to do that, especially with the Artist coming through as well. You have the ability to make that happen for you. And then with the Goldfish, the increase in material wealth and the spiritual growth. Material wealth is something that is meant for you. In material wealth, we can see, we were even talking about before in the cards, that you're making room for abundance. And I love that it's abundance in many different forms, because I think that the lessons you've been working through and the challenges that you've been working through is pertaining to that spiritual growth, of course, which is important for your future. And it's things that you will take, it's lessons that you will take with you for the rest of your life. So those are very valuable as well. But also it's good to know that you got some money and financial blessings coming through as well. And I think that that's going to be reflected from your dedication in whatever it is that you're choosing to grow, and whatever it is that you're trying to build. Okay. So we have Basket, which is recognition, reward for merit. So again, I love that it's like a basket full of food, because it kind of reminds me of like abundance more. And it reminds me of like, there's a lot for you. There's a lot coming, you know, if maybe things have felt scarce as well. We have Fair Woman, dealing or relationship with a woman, blonde, gray, or white hair. And then we have Eagle, triumph over obstacles. There could be a woman that is very important in your life, or will be very important. It is a general reading, so I know it says Fair Woman. I feel like it could also be in regards to, like, intuitively, I'm kind of picking up on the fact that it could be like, what is fair? Like, a fair woman is somebody who is just, you know, not necessarily just the fair features, although that could be confirmation for some of you. Maybe for some of you, if you look like that, that's confirmation too. But like I said, this is a general reading, so don't get too hung up on it. It's just one of the cards. But I think that this is a lot about dealing with the relationship of yourself too. And I'm hearing intuitively from Spirit with that fairness and that fair woman or fair male, doesn't, whatever gender you specify with, or non-binary, doesn't matter. But, well, it matters, but like, you get it. Like, it's whatever it is to you is what I'm trying to say. Now I'm getting off topic. Okay. So basically it's like doing things in fairness for yourself, for what you deserve. And I'm also getting the woman part of like the nurturing side, like the Empress too. And the Empress is all about taking care of yourself, and the Empress is all about abundance as well. So whether, you know, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, and right now this is about you being fair and just to yourself and taking care of yourself, because you are going to triumph over these obstacles. And the Eagle is like your higher self, I feel, coming through to say that you are being guided, that you are being watched, and you are being looked out for. So trust your gut, trust where you are led, because you are definitely changing your circumstances. And that's why I think that there was the messages of you just making room for so many different things. I feel like you are creating a completely different life for yourself, which is really beautiful as well. So with that being said, let's see what you need to release for these things to come in for you. This is the second and last part of this reading for you, pile one. So Spirit, what does pile one need to continue to release or to release? I feel like you guys have been releasing a lot, so that's why I feel like it's definitely probably continue to release. And anything else you need to release as well for these to fully come in. Okay. Or the Five of Cups that I'm drawn to, and also the King of Wands. Oh, okay. And we'll take the Knight of Cups as well, too. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. Ooh, I love that it says, I choose my battles carefully. Again, more about choices on what you're choosing to spend your time and your energy on, because with the King of Wands, this is saying that you have you have the drive, you have the energy, whether you feel like it or not. You have the ability to create success and to create the things that you want. The King of Wands is such a powerful energy. He reminds me, there's okay, so I like to look at the Emperor and the Empress. So the Emperor to me is like all of the kings combined, and the Empress is like all of the queens combined, because they have all of those, you know, great tools. But for some reason, the King of Wands always reminds me the most of no, like I said, it's all of them. But in this particular reading for you, it kind of reminds me of the Emperor reading, because it's all about taking charge. The King of Wands is that energy of like, okay, it's my life. You're not going to tell me what to do with it. I'm going to do it, okay? And I got this, and I have the power. It literally says on this card for you, I am successful in all that I do. And I think with the Five of Cups here, one of the things that you're continuing to release is that mindset. It's a specific mindset of like, I can't or I can. Like, you are going to be in an energy of like, I know I can and I will. And one of the things that you need to release, I feel like, is a lot of doubt and maybe even a little bit of pessimistic thought processes. Those doubts and those fears that kind of come up. Spirit's saying, like, when those come up, like, you don't feed them too much, don't acknowledge them too much, allow them to pass through, and remember and remain focused on what it is that you want to create, okay? Because that is beautiful. And I love with this Knight of Cups energy, I think that one of the things that you are definitely releasing for this to come through is the pressures and the timing and all of these things to start happening for you in your life. Like, it's like you're going to be in this energy, once you're releasing these, you're going to be in this energy of like knowing like when I'm ready is when things will align. And that's kind of, you know, very telling to divine timing. It's not like a year, a month, or a specific date. It's like when things are meant for me is when they will come in. So again, it feels like you're releasing more of that doubt about the timing of your life, the doubt about your own fated, you know, destiny. It seems like, I think that there's a need to trust. First of all, trust in your own abilities, and but also trust in the universe that things aren't going to come to you before you are ready, and you're not going to miss out on the things that are meant for you, that they're still there, they're still coming. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to worry about is what you're focusing on, what you are wanting to create in your own independence and your own life, and let everything else fall into place. And so I think that's very telling too to this Five of Cups of like, well, what didn't work out? You're definitely releasing the idea of the things of like what didn't work out or what's not working out, because you're coming into this energy of attracting a lot more and a lot better and a lot of things that are more aligned. Like, for example, relationships, the Knight of Cups. I know that the right person waits until I am ready. And I think that the I know is very important here, because again, doubts of what's meant for you, doubts of your future. Just because you're not able to see something or maybe even fathom it right now does not mean it's not coming. And the King of Wands is about releasing the doubts of your abilities to make things happen, your abilities to create things as well. Like, you are a powerful leader in your life. That's why I loved so much that it was the artist. You are the creator of your own life, and you are able to create the things that you want. Yes, sometimes it's hard work. Yes, sometimes it takes a while. Yes, sometimes we have to go through situations that we don't necessarily like. Sometimes we have to be put in a place where we feel so annoyed with our situation, or we feel so uncomfortable that we have no choice but to want better for us and to do better for us. And when you look at it from a bigger picture and kind of zoom out, it feels like that's what it was meant to be all along, doesn't it? Like, it feels like that, you know, when you're in a higher place, like when you are on the other side of that mountain, I feel like you are definitely going to be able to look back and see, hey, that was divine purpose. That was divine reason. I see why those things happen, because now I'm here. And so It's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful energy to be in, that you are going to be in, for sure. So just releasing anything that's not in your life anymore is important, and trusting in yourself. And I think Spirit wants you to work on your attitude a little bit more. I don't know why that keeps coming up of like, I can do this. I will. You know what? I'm going to. You know what? I'm not waiting for permission from other people or anything else or anyone else. Like, I'm going to do this because I want to do this, and I deserve to do this. I deserve this. And this is that life that you're envisioning, or the things, just the things that you want, because you want these things for a reason. You know, a lot of the times we have such a craving for change, or we have such a craving for something better, or a specific thing, whether that's a love, a romantic relationship, a job, or all of the above. And that's because it's 100% possible for us. And that's our future self calling, literally calling to you and saying, come on, it's time. It's time to start heading this way, I should say. So yeah. This was a beautiful reading for you. I want to say thank you for letting me read for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I will see you guys in the next one. So obviously I am going to leave this reading here. I just want to say a quick thank you to all who like the videos. I want to say a quick thank you to all who comment and support and comment your beautiful experiences, or your lovely, you know, beautiful words and your support. It means so much to me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you, as well as thank you to the subscribers who, you know, want to be along for the ride and want to see more. I'm so grateful for you as well. So if you want to be along for the ride, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the turquoise turtle, or if you chose the fountain tarot deck, either way, welcome. So today we are asking, what are you currently making room for in your life, in your reality? And then we're going to be looking at, what do you need to release fully for these things to completely come in for you? So I hope you are doing okay. I hope this reading is finding you guys well. Excited to see you as always. So let's get into it. First things first, I want to ask Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 2's collective energy. And if you could please show me in Pile 2 with the most clarity, what are they currently making room for in their life at this time that they are coming across this reading, please? Thank you. Okay, we have the moon coming out as the first card. Interesting. I feel like there's a lot of mystery to the things that you are making room for. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, and we are going to be seeing more, so I'm sure there's going to be more things to get more specific on, but I feel like for those of you that don't really know what the future holds, or maybe you're like wondering if you can do this or you can achieve something, or you're kind of in the process of just releasing everything and starting anew, I feel like that message is specifically for you, of like the possibilities are endless, because I'm feeling like this moon card is definitely about the unknown and about stepping into the unknown, and also about stepping in to a new era for you where you have a lot of potential to create, potential to attract, potential to achieve, a lot of potential here. And it feels like it's still like not necessarily up in the air, but it feels like it's a mystery for good reason, because it also feels like it depends on how far, for some of you, you are willing to go, and how far you are willing to take certain things as well, how far you're able to venture off, because the further I feel like you go, the greater it's going to be, the greater the rewards, the greater that relationship, the greater the success. So if you've been feeling guided to push yourself towards new, push yourself towards unknown, or that's what it feels like, this is definitely a sign for you as well. Let's get a little bit more specific here. Let's get some more information for you. Spirit, what is... I just heard the possibilities are endless. That's so funny. When we have the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the World. Ooh, talk about a lot, possibilities being endless. And we also have the Ten of Swords. So what are you making room for, pile 2? Let's clarify this Moon card as well. We have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. Clarifying this World card, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. And clarifying the Ten of Swords. What is pile 2 making room for? We have the Four of Pentacles. 4 of coins in this deck, but the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like the Five of Pentacles in reverse is really about you stepping out of this mindset of whether this is lack or loss or feeling abandoned or insecurities. One of the things that is helping you attract all of these beautiful things into your life, because I am saying all of these things for a reason, is pushing through any of these insecurities, stepping into the unknown, following that guide, following that energy, following that passion. But let's talk about it. Okay, one of the things that I'm seeing specifically here that you are making room for is a specific connection, a divinely guided connection that I feel like is going to be very beautiful. And I feel as though with the World here, it's something that you're not able to see yet. And with the Two of Cups in reverse, it feels like you may have felt disconnected from that, or you may feel, not that it's not possible, but I feel like the reason why the Two of Cups is coming in reverse is because it's not there yet, because you are in the process of healing, deep healing. I feel like you've been releasing a lot of karmic cycles. You've been going through things. There could have been a specific painful ending with the Ten of Swords here, but with the Three of Swords in reverse, it feels like you are on a beautiful healing path. And all of the things that you are healing and healing from, which could be different and significant to each and every one of you, is exactly the things that you are making room for. So that is what the main message is that that's kind of a hint to the things that you are making room for. So for example, if you're going through a tough breakup, you are making room for a better relationship, a better connection that you actually deserve, or something that's going to treat you well, the things that you think, you know, the ideal connection of what you want. If you are going through a period to where you feel like you're being challenged to step out of your comfort zone in your job or your work or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you are making room for. And I feel like you have a lot more power to decide that than sometimes you may believe or may even be able to see, because it's all about what you want and what you're willing to go out and get, it feels like, at this time. That's why with the Moon card coming out, it feels like there's a lot of different possibilities here. It feels like it is kind of a mystery, because it's whatever you want, like whatever your little heart desires with this Knight of Wands, wherever you decide to focus your energy on. I think that you're also, with the Moon card as well, you're also making room for a lot of different types of emotional experiences. And I think that if you have been going through an energy of purging, releasing a lot of feelings, a lot of old wounds, old things, past situations, past relationships, or maybe you felt triggered at times, this is all for divine reason as well. And I think that one of the things that you are definitely making room for are the situations and connections to where you feel like you're not going to have to fight so hard for. I feel like you've been through enough challenges currently and in your recent past, and I feel like one of the things that you are making room for are the connections and the things that you want, like, because I feel like this could be career for some of you as well. It is a general reading, so and for some of you it could be all of the above, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep it a little bit more broad, but definitely with the Two of Cups, definitely a connection. But what I was going to say is, like, it's more ease. You're making room for things to come to you with more ease and not having to fight so hard or hold on so hard. And with the World card here, it's a beautiful reminder that there's so much more out there that you aren't even able to see with your, obviously, your own eyes at this time, or maybe even feel. But there's a whole world of endless possibilities for the things that you are capable of having, which would be the deepest kind of love, the best type of relationship, maybe even that money. And oh, we have the 9 of Swords under here as well too. So it feels like maybe you have been kind of stressed, or you have been challenged, or there's been a lot on your mind about the things that maybe you no longer have, or the things that you're feeling like you're lacking, whether that's a person or a job, or that, you know, that career. And Spirit's saying again, all of these things you are making room for. These are signs. These are hints. You know, that you are making room for the best quality and the best versions of those things. And you start by becoming the best version of yourself, the best quality version of yourself that you like, because you are aligning perfectly to these things naturally as well. But you know what I'm saying? It feels like sometimes you may get a little bit discouraged because you feel like you're like reverting back, or you keep feeling things or going through situations. And Spirit's saying, please don't be hard on yourself. Like, there is a reason for these feelings coming up. There is a reason for these situations happening. And once you decide to fully release all of the things that are no longer in your life, or that are trying to leave your life, or all of the things that cause you to feel less than, whether that's, you know, people, or you've decided you want a better situation for yourself. You decided you wanted a better life. So your current life is causing you to feel less than or stressed. You know, once you decide, or I feel like for a lot of you already have, you're kind of already in that direction too. You know, those things are going to naturally start moving through you. They're naturally being released, and you are making room for them, for better. It's always for better. If you're being asked to give up something, if you're being asked to sacrifice something, if you're being asked to step out your comfort zone and face something, or go get something, or challenge your own beliefs, as in like, you don't know if this is possible, but I want it, but I want to have it. That's exactly that. You're making the room and the space to have it, because it is possible. And I think you have been going through your own kind of sense of hardships and things, and you are seen and you are loved, and there is so much more. That's why I think it's important that you're at a reading like this, talking about what you're making room for, because sometimes we're not able to see it yet, especially with the moon card here. And sometimes it feels like we've been going through this big purge, or we've been going through all of these breakups, or this loss, and we've been getting triggered, and it's like, well, damn, like, what for? What? And you know, like, what is all this for? And Spirit's reminding you that it's for the better things to come in. But you need to allow yourself to let go. You need to allow yourself to release, and you need to allow yourself to remember that there's more than what meets the eye. There's more than just what you're able to see. And that life is worth living again. It's such a beautiful message that's coming through. It's like a reminder that life is worth living at times, and it will be again for you if it doesn't feel like it right now, because there's so much better, and there's new things coming in, and there's a lot of new energy that's trying to enter your life as well. And I feel like with these kind of cards, with the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the Moon here, this is a tough energy. This is, I'm not gonna lie, these are very tough energies to go through and to embody. So first of all, I want to say you're very brave, and second of all, I want to say you're very strong. But my main message was to remind you of the polarity of this world and polarity of life, which means what goes up must come down. There's always an opposite end to this spectrum, and you will experience the opposite end of that, okay? You will experience the joy, you will experience the love, you will experience the money, you know, all of these things that you may feel like you just can't have, or you've been challenged with, or for whatever reasons, you know. It feels like these things are coming to an end. It feels like these are tough cycles coming to an end. And there are better days ahead, which is what you are making room for. The 4 of Pentacles too, which is very interesting. 4 of Pentacles sign, because it's like in the cold, you know, and then it's like the pentacles, and there's like a tent surrounding it and stuff. And so this feels like, you know, you have been holding out for better days, and it feels like you are coming, and it feels like you've been holding on to whatever it is that has felt safe. And with the Moon card coming through, Spirit saying it's okay to let go, it's okay to surrender and to the unknown, because the unknown is quite literally where all of those great things lie, those better things that you're making room for, that better connection, those better things. But you have to trust, and you have to fully, and I was going to say you have to fully release, and you have to fully embody this, but you are, you know, you are. It's more of just like a reminder. I don't think that you're doing anything wrong, and I'm not here to tell you or scold you about anything, because I feel like you've had enough. If I can be quite honest, I feel like you don't need anything else right now. It's like you've had enough of that. And so I do feel like you are starting to embody these things naturally as well. It just feels like sometimes things seem unfair, but you have yet to realize why things get taken away from you, or you have yet to realize why you have to leave certain things behind, or why you have to go through things, and that's on the other side of what you are making room for. So this is a beautiful message and just a reminder that you are on the right path, and that there are better things ahead. And like I said, it seems like the sign for what those things is mirroring whatever it is that you are being challenged with. So if it's multiple things, if it's the connection, if it's all of the above, you know what I'm saying? And these are the things that you are making room for, and it's gonna be worth it, is what Spirit's saying, is that it's so worth it. So please keep going, and please hold on. Let's see if there's any other things specifically we can look at. So Spirit, what are some other things that you can tell us about? Oh, this came up in pile 1 as well, that same card. And I shuffled this deck pretty well, and there's a lot of cards. So interesting that the collectives always kind of have similar messages at times. What was I asking? What was the question here? What are we doing here, guys? What's the reading? What are you making room for? Tell us what else is pile 2 making room for? Spirit, get in there. Ooh, I don't know why I got guided to look at Lily, that Lily card, and look, it's kind of popping out with the spiritual love. I love that. Okay. Let's see what we have. So bottom of the deck, we have the Lion, which it's time to act. For some of you, Leo season could be or could have been significant. News is on the way. And happiness. Oh, I love those things as well for you. Things are on the way for you. I don't know what that accent was. That wasn't supposed to be a certain accent. I was just talking funny. Okay, so we have a cat here with the two-faced friend. We have the unicorn here, which is use your intuition to make beneficial changes. We have goldfish here, which this card came up in pile 1 as well too. Increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. And we have, look at this. This is one of my favorite cards, especially for a reading like this, because this is exactly, you know, what we're looking for and what you're making room for. It's the door, which is opportunities are waiting for you. And this reminds me again of that limitless, of like when one door closes, another one opens, but also the fact that it just says opportunities are waiting for you. It's like you are capable of making room for whatever at this time. Like whatever, all the things that you want. And this is here to remind you that they are waiting for you. They are there. Nothing has gone wrong. You haven't screwed anything up that wasn't meant for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a comforting reminder, and especially in times of uncertainty, that the things that you want, the things that are meant for you, are waiting for you behind these doors when you're ready to step through them. And they're not going anywhere. You don't need to rush. You know, they're there, and they will always be there for you specifically. But it looks like, again, with this two-faced friend, one of the things that you're making room for is the right people in your life. People that have your best interest at heart. I think that there's an important message with this. News is on the way, that the answers that you need are going to be coming. And you will be receiving some sort of news for your life, for maybe possibly the things that you're making room for eventually as well. But it does come with a little bit of action with the Lion, the time to act. That could be the time to move forward, the time to release. We have the unicorn card here, which is all about using your intuition. And it even talks about making beneficial changes. So you know, you are, again, this is like, I think, just confirmation that you are on the right path, that you are on the way to these opportunities. I think the goldfish is coming to remind you as well that it probably has been a challenge with the spiritual growth, but you are growing and you are increasing your strength and you are increasing your ability. And this is all for the betterment of your future and your life and the good things that you are making room for, which is really beautiful. So it's like, if anyone is not in your best interest right now, you're really being asked to decide if these connections or relationships or people or jobs or anything, to decide if they are serving you anymore. And even if they aren't in your life anymore, but you've been wanting them back or holding on to them or things like that, really, Spirit really wants you to decide, is this for your best interest? Is this really what you would feel is best for you? Like, even you can even do that for like money opportunities, you know, like if you've been really struggling in a career, but you want something more, you want to change, or whatever it is that is you're being faced with. It kind of feels like a lot of you are kind of being faced with a crossroads right now, and to decide what path you really want to go on. So now's the time to really like elaborate on like what you feel is best for you. You may have attachments towards something or someone, but is that really what's in your best interest? You know, and sometimes our emotions can get in the way as well, because we could have love for something or somebody and we could want it so bad or have wanted it so bad. But when you kind of take a step back and you analyze it and you say like, am I willing to allow this type of behavior? Am I willing to allow this to keep happening in my life? And if the answer is no, then you usually have your answer. And that doesn't mean that the emotion shut off or it makes it easy, but it can help you remember that you are making the right choices and you are on the right path. And with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, oh my goodness, and the 9 of Swords under that, if it's not making you feel like the best version of yourself, if it's not making you feel good or feel worthy or things like that, then that does call for a reassessment. And that does call for maybe for you to look at something honestly, truthfully. You know, I feel like this 3 of Swords as well could also be a reminder to see something for what it actually is, because anything that is not meant for you, at the end of the day, you know, you're going to be releasing, because you're going to be making room for what is. And that's kind of the whole point of this reading, isn't it? But I love this. I love the door here for you, because this is like many different opportunities are waiting for you. And I just love the fact that they're waiting for you, because I feel like sometimes we get caught up in timing, or we need to know when or how, or maybe we feel like just there's some internal clock within us that just feels like we need to rush things. And I feel like Spirit's really saying, slow down. There is no rush. Like, you do have the time, and they are coming to you, and they will be there, you know, when it's time. And that's it. Like, you don't have to be responsible too much for that. You just have to be responsible for yourself at this time, and what you're releasing and what you're going through, and healing, it feels like, you know, and taking care of yourself and figuring out what is worth your best interest and your time. So with that being said, because we do have happiness on the way. Look at news is on the way, and it's happiness. Okay. So like I said, it feels like this is the polarity of what you've been going through. A change for the better with the butterfly. Yeah. And you're making it happen with the Lion. Time to act. Time to decide, too. I feel like for a lot of you, that's like decisions. It's like, okay, enough is enough. I deserve the best. I deserve happiness. Let's make room for this. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. Okay. So the second part of the reading, which is the second and last part of your reading, we're just going to briefly look at what do you need to release in order to fully embody these energies, and to invite these energies into your life. What do you need to release? We have the 7 of Swords. What does pile 2 need to release fully? We have the 9 of Swords. Oh my gosh, we have the 5 of Pentacles, the same cards that are coming out. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And I think that's going to be all that I'm going to put here, but we're going to briefly look at what wanted to come out as well. Oh, we have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands again. No wonder why there was so much in your first part about releasing as well, because it's a general theme here. We're seeing a lot of the same cards. So I love that the Knight of Wands says I make decisions without pressure. This is going with the flow. That energy that we were talking about, even if it seems scary, even if you don't know what's happening next or what's coming next, you're flowing. You're on the right path. Trust yourself, trust your gut. This is your intuition for sure coming through. Okay. So we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Swords. Any kind of tricky energy, anything that you can't trust. And I'm not talking about the future or yourself. I'm talking about the people or the things in your life that may be deceiving you. Your intuition is telling you the truth about them, and you need to see that clearly, okay? And you need to do, if you need to release those people and those things that are trying to hide things from you, that are trying to get over on you. This is something that you know in your gut, that you would know what that is or who that is for sure. But the other message with the Seven of Swords is one of the things that you need to release is your overall distrust for yourself too. Like, you can trust yourself and you can trust your decisions in life, and you can trust that you are leading yourself, whether you can see it or not, to something better, to just better in general. And this is one of the things that you're making room for as well, is that better. And so sometimes we hold on to the same things, or we hold on to those people or those places that brought us at one point in time comfort, because we're not fully trusting in the journey. We're not fully 100% believing that we will receive better, or that we can have that, or that is possible. So this is one of the main things that you are releasing at this time, is that distrust for the process and for yourself as well. You can trust yourself, pile 2. You can decide what's best for you, and it's probably going to take patience and it's going to take time, but just acknowledge that that's a part of the journey as well too. You know, acknowledge that our ego wants the answers now, and it wants the change now, and it wants to know now. But sometimes we got to tell it to hush up, and we got to trust, and we got to see. We got to see for ourselves, you know? And that's kind of surrendering to the process as well, because it's like, well, if there's nothing else you can do about it, then you just got to see, because there's so much waiting for you. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. One of the things that you are releasing is those deep core wounds, those deep abandonment wounds that I think that you have been triggered with, that you have been faced with at this very moment, or at least in the recent past. So again, confirmation that you are on the right path. But also, you know, right now, I think you need to embody all of the things that you've been holding on to or wanting. So like, if, for example, if you have felt in your relationships or your life that you have been abandoned, where do you need to give yourself more support for? Where do you need to stop abandoning yourself for? Because I'll tell you one thing, keep going back and repeating the same cycles that are constantly hurting you is something that I feel like you've been learning, is abandoning yourself, okay? And so this is all about you now releasing the need to go back, or releasing the need to please everybody. And right now it's time to nurture yourself, because you have always been enough, no matter what you feel needs to be healed, no matter what you feel needs to be changed within you. At your core, you've always been enough, okay? And to the right people, and in the right situations, and in the right place, you will always be enough. And that brings me to the Nine of Swords. Again, it literally says, guys, I trust in the present moment. One of the things you need to release is allowing these thoughts to overtake you, and allowing these thoughts in this thought process to burden you. Thoughts are just thoughts, okay? And fears do come up, but you can decide in that very moment if you're going to listen to that fear voice or if you are going to continue on trusting in this process and trusting in the present moment, because we have more confirmation connected to all of this with the Wheel of Fortune that says, I trust whatever the universe brings me. We have so much about trust here, and it's just something that you need to remind yourself for, like, it's just a constant reminder, because your mind is going to want to revert back to that. Your ego is going to want to cling on to and try to keep you safe and say, hey, look, this is dangerous. We don't know what's coming next for sure. We don't know what we don't know if that crazy lady on YouTube is even saying anything real, you know? But you got to trust. You got to trust that this is for reasons, and you got to trust that the universe is bringing you what you need and will continue to bring you what you need. Okay? Because that's how it works with the Wheel of Fortune. Things come and then things go. Things go up, things go down. But I'll tell you one thing, the wheel is always spinning, the wheel is always moving. So if you're down now, you will be up. What you're releasing, you will, you are making room for, and you will get back in a different form, in a better form. And I think you're kind of also, you realize at this time too, that it's either stay the same or it's evolve. Like, I feel like you know that you really have to do this and you have to go on this journey, and something within you knows that it's worth it, because you wouldn't be going on it and you wouldn't be guided towards it. And so I think one of the things to release is just calming that inner critic, calming those inner fears, calming those inner thoughts that are trying to convince you otherwise, because they're not doing you a service anymore. They're not doing anything helpful for you anymore. These were once things that kept you safe, yes, at one point in time, but you don't need that anymore, because you trust now in where you're being led. You trust in yourself and your journey and what's to come. Even if you can't see it, you know that it's coming. And so with that being said, these thoughts, these anxieties, and these fears are just holding you back, or they're not even holding you back. They're just making it unpleasant. I'm gonna be quite honest. It's like you're going in that direction and you're going to get there and everything's going to be fine. But it's like, can you just make the journey a little bit more pleasant by trusting in it, calming your mind, and just being present as much as you can, and not thinking too far ahead of the future and not thinking too far back in the past, because that doesn't do anything for you. And that brings me to this, with the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands coming out together, is always about taking that divine action. And I love that, look, we were just talking about the fears, and it says here that I focus on what I want to make happen. You're going to focus now, releasing all of that, because now you're going to focus on what you want to happen, the best case scenario. You're going to focus on what feels good to you, what's best for you. Okay, that's exactly what we're saying here, to release everything that's stopping you from doing that too. And then we have the Three of Wands, which it says, I have the energy I need to realize my goals. But for me personally, going from the Two to Three of Wands is going from, okay, I've had the initial spark, I've kind of seen, I've tried to see, I've made a plan here, I've got a direction in mind. And then the Three of Wands is like, all right, let's make it happen now. Now it's time to go out and get it. Or receive it, depending on what end that you're on. But you get what I'm saying. It's the next steps of your journey, which is crucial, and it's where you're at, and it's where you are being led. So, very exciting for you. I just want to say you have great things to come. And with this time to act as well too, very important, because a change for the better is in your future. And the door talks about the opportunities waiting for you. Happiness, news is on the way, celebration, fun, enjoyment, and good fortune. Oh my God, we can go through all the cards. They're not all this positive. So this is just a reminder of all the positive things you have to come that you are making room for. In fact, your channeled song was quite literally Celebrate. It's called Celebrate by Rebelution. Listen to it. The lyrics are really cool as well. And yeah, and that's it. I'm going to leave this here for you to do with whatever it is you choose. Oh, I know I said listen to it. If you are unaware, the channeled songs are always posted in the description box connected to each pile too. So feel free to check that out. Actually, it's the end of the reading. You are more than welcome to check that out now. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for all the love and the likes and the comments and you sharing your stories and sharing your love and your experiences. I love to see it. I love to hear it. I love reading it. And I love you guys. And thank you so much, most of all, to all who are subscribed. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you for allowing me to read for you and wanting to be a part of this process, a part of this journey for both of us. And so we're in it together. So again, I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. If you want to be a part of the journey, you want to be a part of the process, you want to be a part of this, the Cool Kids Club, aka VibrantSoulTarot community, then feel free to subscribe now. If not, it's okay. You're still cool. But you won't be in the Cool Kids Club. No, I'm just kidding. You're exiled. You're out of here. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want to do. I love you anyways. I love you, my little angels. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Labradorite Rose, or if you chose the Silver Rider Waite deck, welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are comfortable, ready for some messages, because today we are looking at what are you currently making room for in your life. And then the second part, we are going to be looking at what do you need to fully release in order for this to fully come in, or these things to fully come in. So let's see. First things first, I want to ask Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 3's collective energy. And if you could please show me and Pile 3 with the most clarity here, what are they currently making room for at this time that they are coming across this reading? What do they need to know? What do they need to release? All of that cool stuff is what we're going to be looking at today. So thank you, Spirit. And let's begin. So what is Pile 3 currently making room for in their life, Spirit? We have the Two of Pentacles. What is Pile 3 currently making room for in their life? We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Strength. Ooh, this is interesting. We also have the Four of Cups coming out for you. One of the things right off the bat that you're making room for is the ability to get shit done. Like, I feel like your priorities are changing. And with that being said, it's probably going to manifest multiple different things into your life as well. I want to get obviously more specific here. We're going to clarify a little bit deeper, but this is an interesting message already. So let's see, clarifying the Two of Pentacles. What is Pile 3 currently making room for? We have the Two of Wands. We also have the Chariot and the Page of Swords in reverse, which is really interesting. I'm going to put that to the side. We'll talk about it. What are you currently making room for, Pile 3? Clarifying the Five of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. That makes sense too. And clarifying the Strength card. We have the Three of Cups. And we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Cups here. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess in reverse. This is an interesting energy. Again, that first message seems very valid still. Like, you're developing the time and energy to get shit done. And it's kind of like whatever you've been wanting, whatever you've been desiring or trying to manifest is exactly what you are making room for. So for some of you, this is confirmation that your hard work and your efforts are going to be achieved. Also, there is a reminder of that you may have been put in situations that you don't necessarily like with the Five of Pentacles Pentacles. So that could be like a feeling of lack, or that could be a feeling of rejection, or whatever the case is. It feels like this situation that you are currently releasing and that you are currently making room for has been the spark. It has been the match to say, or even like the straw. It feels like the straw that broke the camel's back for you to decide what you want, prioritize yourself, and you are going to be making it happen. So I think one of the things that you're making room for is quite literally your desires, your manifestations. One of the things you're releasing is excuses. I feel like one of the excuses for not having what you want. And if there was or is anything that was kind of holding you back, like taking up a lot of your time, taking up a lot of your energy, it feels like you are making room for the space to be able to balance your life in a beautiful way, to where you can still enjoy things and you can get stuff done at the same time. I think one of the things that you're making room for is the fruits of your effort, but it's going to take you what was I going to say? Yeah, it's going to take you pushing through any kind of like mental blockages. I feel like with the Page of Swords in reverse, it's kind of coming through as a little tricky energy of like those thoughts, whether it's like those beliefs that are trying to hold you back like throughout your day. Like I feel like one of the things you're making room for is a completely new mindset. One of the things that you're making room for is the willpower and the desire to, like I said in the very beginning, make it happen. Like you're like, I'm gonna get it done regardless of what my brain's trying to tell me. I'm gonna get this done regardless of what anyone else is trying to tell me. Like this could be other people, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful strength with this Chariot and the strength here, quite literally. It's a beautiful energy of pushing through your blockages, pushing through any insecurities, and really coming out on the other side and making room for the things that you are trying to achieve. This is a beautiful energy of like, I want it, I got it, I'm gonna go get it. No more excuses, no more me sitting here complaining. I feel like one of the things you're making room for as well is the ability to utilize your time, utilize your space, and utilize your energy. I think you're creating a beautiful balanced equilibrium of what deserves your time, what deserves your energy, what needs to go, what works. It just feels like there's a lot of getting things together. It feels like there's a lot of manifesting. It feels like there's a lot of the things that you're desiring, the things that you're wanting, and a realization of like, okay, well, no one's going to come in and do it for me. I got to do it myself. And with this, it's like this beautiful energy of momentum here. And maybe sometimes you have your doubts, and maybe sometimes you have your questions about this or your disbeliefs. And I think that there's a lot of learning that you are also going to be doing as well throughout this. So with this process, there's a tremendous amount of growth and learning and developing into somebody, or developing the life that you feel you've been wanting. Because I feel like for a lot of you in this pile, this is something specific, or multiple things that are specific that you've already been kind of wanting to manifest, or you already have an idea of what this is. If that is not the case, but you're like feeling this energy and you're like, yeah, you know, I could see it. I could see that being me, or whatever, you know, or you're just here listening. There's also probably a reason why you're here listening anyways. If that is not the case, then this is the ideas. These are the things that are going to be, that you are going to be making room for, okay? Like developing, because we have a lot here with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands about choices and what's best for you. I think you're making room for almost a new confident version of yourself in order to embody this energy as well. It's going to take confidence, and this is something that you are going to be developing and learning, you know, like we all do. Like confidence is it feels like from when we sorry, I'm itching my eye. Oh my goodness. My left eye as well. That could be a sign. for some of you. But it feels like, you know, sometimes we see these people and they're so confident. We're like, oh, how do they get that, or how do they have that? Whether that gets confidence in their job and their abilities, things like that. And a lot of the time, you know, when they first start out, they really don't. And sometimes when it feels like confidence, sometimes it's not either. But confidence is something that you develop over time. And I think that you are developing a certain skill or skills or a mindset that is really going to help you. And that's what you're making room for. It's really going to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve. For some of you with the Five of Pentacles, this is money. This is getting yourself out of a situation, getting yourself out of debt. And with the Ace of Wands in reverse, it feels like having to go through this experience has caused you, or certain experiences, even if it was like a relationship or something that, it's just something that feels like it was a loss or not in the best light or in the best energy here, like not in the best situation. You get what I'm saying? It feels like you going through this experience has, and feeling this lack and feeling this kind of disconnect is what's shifting this Ace of Wands, this passion, you know, upright for you. It feels like, oh my goodness, now I'm hearing your channeled song, which everyone's channeled song has come through in the messages today too. So if you would like to, feel free to check it out in the description box. But it's literally, I got a burning desire for you, baby. Oh my gosh, now your songs in particular is going to be in my head all day. So thank you for that. But it's by Lana Del Rey and it's Burning Desire. And it's literally just, I have a burning desire for you, baby. It's the part that's playing in my mind over and over again. So it's like you're making room for your desires, but you're also giving yourself the permission and the space to make it happen too, which is something that's really beautiful. I feel like the High Priestess in reverse is saying that you are trusting your intuition, even though you may have doubts. Your intuition is guiding you. And it feels like the things that you've been working on your inner work is going to start reflecting outer, which is really exciting and really cool. Yeah, anything that's like not making you feel good or stable right now in your life is definitely, you're being asked to look past, to work through, to release, because the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is saying that you deserve stability here. And even if you're in the Four of Cups, is kind of saying if you're not in that place, you're going to get there. But it's time to utilize your time more, is what I'm hearing. Also, a message here with the Strength and the Three of Cups is that one of the things that you need to be reminded of, or just should know, is that you and your desires are backed 100% by your spirit team. Like, they have your back and they are trying to get you to manifest your dreams. They are trying to get you to realize these goals, and they are trying to get you to go for it. They're like behind you going like, woo, 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 pile 3. Like, it's time for change. You're making room for positive change in multiple different aspects. But I think the focus for you right now is on what you can do, what you can create, and doing it. It's kind of, I feel like this energy is exciting. Like, I feel energized. So maybe for some of you, if you have not felt energized, a new kind of burst of energy or motivation or something is coming in for you, but you're also being required to keep that motivation with here, which is why I felt like that was so perfect that I put these to the side, because these keep creeping back in, because it makes sense. Motivation is usually the spark. Willpower and discipline is what keeps the flame going, okay? Don't let your mind be your own worst enemy. I think you're going to be learning a lot about how your mind works as well, and about how you can overcome any tendencies or any blockages that your mind is trying to create sometimes to keep you safe or to keep you comfortable. I think your comfort zone right now is becoming uncomfortable, and that's for a divine reason as well too, to say, let's go. Like, it's time to prioritize your wants, your needs, and your desires, because that's what you are currently making room for. And as you do this and as you work for it, you're releasing, you're making room. It's a process. It's a process that you will achieve. Oh, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse as well too. Underneath that, we have the King of Wands in reverse. Any people, places, or things in your life that are holding you back, you are making room for that space, like you're making space to release them, because just that they would be holding you back. So if that's been something that's popping up for you as well, then that's why. Also, what was I gonna say? I don't know. If it's important, it'll come back. Let's get some more oracles. Let's see. Spirit, what is pile 3 making room for currently? A change for the better. I'm laughing because I think, didn't I use that exact words? That's so funny. You're making room for better, for change. I love that. Something that you've been wanting. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of the same cards are coming up in different readings as well too. So that's interesting. We have doors. Opportunities are waiting for you. You are definitely making room for tons and tons of different opportunities. I feel like that. I feel like that's been big for every single pile too, is that like you guys are just, I knew I had a divine reason to do this reading. Like I knew it was divinely guided because I wanted to do another reading and this one kept like pulling on me, and it was like, it literally felt like the energy of this reading was tugging on my, like on my shirt, and was like, come on, let's do it. And I can see that because it feels like each pile is like kind of meshed together in a way of like, it's time for the collective to be better. It's time for the collective to get better, whether that's different things. Like Spirit's like been urging all of us to be like, there's things waiting for us, you know, we gotta get the ball rolling, like it's time. And even though it was like in other piles, it was like a relationships or money or a job or whatever, it feels like each pile still had multiple different opportunities that they were making room for. And I think that is very telling to the fact of this big change that we are going to be seeing, or we've been trying to manifest into our lives. And a lot of the time I feel like the messages can portray and be similar in the fact of us being in a situation that we're not happy with. That's usually a lot of the time what sparks that initial idea or that desire of saying, hey, like, I'm not happy with this, I want change. Very common, and I feel like that's kind of a common theme that I've seen in all 3 piles as well. And I'm only telling you this because you're pile 3, so I don't want to ruin anything else for you if you felt called to check out the other piles, but you may, because I do see similarities. Oh my goodness, stop. Is that what I think it is? We have the caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. That's so interesting. I was just like, change. What you're making room for is change. Change. I love that. Do not be tempted to lower your standards as well. Keep your standards high when it comes to the things that you want. Set your sights high for your desires. That's a great thing to remember, and a great thing to do, is that we deserve to achieve all of those things. And so with that being said, even if you're like in disbelief of you being able to achieve something or multiple things that you want, like at least if your standards are super high, like saying, I want to manifest $1 billion, you know, working your way up to that, even if you don't fully believe you can manifest $1 billion, if that's something that you're going to work on or you're struggling with, it's like halfway there to that goal is really good too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like, set your sights high. The sky is the limit, and who knows where you'll end up. Like, it may or may not be all the way there, but it definitely sure as hell could be. You know, it's just like with this, do not tempt to lower your standards. It's definitely like, you deserve these changes and you deserve the best possible outcome, so don't settle for anything less. And I think this is in turn like that motivation for you to remember to create these changes as well, because it takes us, we are, you know, the creators, but we're also the co-creators. So Spirit creates with us, you know, the universal life force energy is always creating with us. We are always manifesting with us, but also we have to do our part as well. And so I think that one of the things you're making room for is just the motivation and the desire and the action. and the parts that are needed from your end to create this. And it's really beautiful. And I think it's going to flow and it's going to come together, and you're going to start seeing positive change in your life. And I think it's almost going to become a little addicting for you, pile 3. I think you're going to start seeing these positive changes, and you're going to be like, there's no way in hell I'm going back. And you're on the road to success. And that's something that I think is really beautiful for you in particular. Like I feel that like inside. It's like, oh God, like it could be a long time coming, or just something very much needed or wanted. And you deserve it. You deserve to have the things that you want. And a part of us telling the universe we deserve to have the things that we want is putting in the effort and putting in the work and putting in the time and prioritizing the things that we want. Like if you tell yourself, and if you take action, and if you just say, I want something bad enough that I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get it, you will get it. Like that's just how it works. Like there's no doubt there. Like you will get it. And I think that with this, don't be tempted to lower your standards. The flag, it's like, don't be tempted to fall back into old habits. Don't be tempted to let those doubts creep in. Don't be tempted to, revert back. And that's something that your mind is going to try to make you do. So I think it's also important to give yourself grace and to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room and compassion and understanding that that's how our brains work. You know, they're used to doing things a certain way. So change is uncomfortable. Regardless, and it does take effort, and it will probably take multiple times and of trying and doing things, and that's okay, because you're worth it in the end. You are worth it. You're worth putting in the effort for, and you're worth making these changes, because you deserve a life that you want, and a life that is worth living to you, you know, period. I was gonna say something else too. I don't remember. Like I said, if it's important, it'll come back. The thing with the High Priestess in reverse is that the message before too is that you are following, what did I say? I said you are following your intuition, but sometimes you doubt. Trust that if you want something, it's for you. You know, intuitively there's something there for you, whether it's the experience or the road or the destination. There's something of service there for you. There's something of value there for you. So trust yourself, please. I want to get one more. Let's get one more. What? Okay. Or we can get 2 more and they can fly across the room. That's fine. We have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Now, normally this kind of comes in a negative connotation of like, oh, that person's being stubborn or they're very aggressive. For you and this reading in particular, this is what's needed. You need to be stubborn in your wants and your desires and your goals, and be aggressive and take charge and take that action towards those changes, dude. Do it. Like, Spirit is calling for you to be stubborn and aggressive and not passive at this time. Is really important too, because you're definitely making room for all of these things. And successfully overcoming a problem. Okay, let's see what those cards are. Oh no. Oh, it went further away. I tried to scoot it back, but it went further away. Hold on while I struggle. Oh, it was 3. We got it. Who? Getting together with friends, with the dogs. I like that these are all animals as well too. We have the eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. And then we also have the bat, which is take care. Enemies are working against you. I feel like this bat energy wants you to be really aware and perceptive, and also trusting your psychic abilities and trusting your intuition. Bats are skilled at that. They are able to fly in the dark, and they have other senses that they rely on. Quite literally. I think they're like one of the only animals that can sense sounds. Like there's a proper word for it. Okay, I know that, but I can't remember what it's called. And it's where they make a noise and it bounces off the wall, and then so they can sense their environment. Like, your senses are on point. Trust that. If you feel like called to work on your psychic abilities, I think that's something that can be very helpful to these changes as well. But trust that you are very intuitive, and at this time. Be aware of your surrounding energies. Be aware of what's working for you. Be aware of what's trying to bring you down, especially in your own thought process. Sometimes our minds can be our own worst enemy, but our minds can even try to trick us to think that it's doing it for our best interest. And it's because it is, because it wants us to stay safe and it wants to stay comfortable. But like, for example, let me think of an example here. Like, you are doing really well, okay? You have like a week worth or 2 weeks worth of progress and you are getting it done. And then all of a sudden your mind's like, well, we did so good, we can do this, or we can stop for a while, and or we can, you know, revert back to this. And I'm not saying don't rest or don't take breaks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your mind might try to get you to revert back to old habits, and just be aware of how that works and if that's working for you or working against you. But also this could be taken quite literal on what it says too. Be aware of who you share your ideas with, who you share your celebrations with, or just your energy with. And that's actually something that's came up in all piles as well too, of like being aware of like who you surround yourself with and what their interests are and stuff. Like, basically trust your instincts, okay? If something feels off, or someone feels off, it probably is right now. Protect what's important to you too. And also, yeah, don't share everything with everybody. I think that this is divinely guided, and I don't really believe that they can block your blessings, but they can sprinkle a little bit of ugh on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that they can block this from you, but it's like if there's jealousy or people might throw their 2 cents in and discourage you a bit. It's like, you don't need that right now. I think you need like some sort of focus, and you need some sort of tunnel vision for these changes, and you don't need permission from anyone else. But the eagle is talking about you will, you know, overcome this. Your ego, a lot of the time the ego represents the higher self as well. You are being watched, you are being guided, and anything that you are being challenged with, you are meant to overcome. So there's that. I'm like, I don't really have anything else to say on that. That's pretty cool. Also, with the dogs getting together with friends, I think that there's a beautiful appreciation for the people who are loyal in your life or you don't have. And if you don't have that, you may be making room for that as well. With the 3 of Cups here and the dogs, I do feel like there is going to be, you are making room for friends, time with friends. But also you're going to be keeping a balanced equilibrium too, of like, it feels like of like joy and pleasure, and which is, you're going to be prioritizing that, but also in the importance of your discipline, the changes that you need to make, and your goals, and all of the things you're desiring as well. So I think it's a beautiful balance that we all kind of need to, you know, we need to walk that tightrope in our lives as well. If we go too far off the edge, we go too far in self-indulgence, we revert back, or we don't get anything done. If we go too hard and we only focus on work and seriousness and changes, then we don't have much joy in our life and we end up getting burnt out. So I think one of the things you are making room for is a beautiful balance of being able to have good times, joys, and pleasures, and also being able to, like I said, get shit done that you need to get done, which is really cool too. So is there anything else I was going to say, Spirit, before we move on to the next and last part? I don't think so. So let's quickly go to the last part. What do you need to fully release in order to embody this energy into your life? Spirit, what does pile 3 need to fully release for this? The 8 of Swords. Your own self-inflicted binds. Your own mind telling you to not do something or to stop it or whatever. Like, I feel like a lot of this with the 8 of Swords is saying, like, what you need to release is any of the bullshit that comes with it. Like, if you want this, you want them, you want that, you know, go for it. Anything else that kind of comes up is just a distraction. It's like, I feel like you're really being asked to quiet down your thoughts. Stop overthinking situations and start taking more action, and start leaning into the possibilities of it happening already, things coming for you already. You get what I'm saying? Like, this seems like the 8 of Swords is like, sometimes we get in our own way, sometimes we get in our own head. Stop that. We have the 9 of Cups, and we have the 7 of Swords. Yeah, it's okay to trust yourself. We have Death. I let go and I embrace new beginnings. Okay. One of the things that you're going to be releasing that's going to really help you is not basing things off past energy. Like, this is new. Things are new. This is a new beginning and a new cycle for you, which is really important. So letting go and allowing things to unfold naturally and allowing yourself to trust in this transformation and trust in these changes is going to be your best tool. So releasing anything that's holding you back. Again, that Eight of Swords is like the mental contemplation. Well, I can't do this because of this, or what about because of this? I feel like a lot of this is excuses, and I don't mean to sound too hard on you. These are things that you're probably already in the process of releasing. It's just a great reminder. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is how our minds tend to work. They want us to be comfortable. They want us to hold us back, not in a way because they hate us, because our minds hate us, but it's because this is what's safe. This is what we know. This is all there is right now to your mind. You know what I'm saying? But you want more. You deserve more. So you're going to have to quiet that as well. Anything that feels like, it's an excuse is just that. You're being asked to pull through, push through the fears, push through the anxieties, push through all of that. Trust yourself with the Seven of Swords and trust that you can. First of all, with the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Swords, trust that you can have the things that you desire. It says I trust in the flow of life as well, which is really beautiful because things will be flowing. And then what does the Seven of Swords say? It says I take great care of what I value. Yeah, that's a good message too. Like, things that you value, like, you are going to want to protect. And that could be these changes that are coming in. That could be with that effort. That could be, so many different things. And whatever it means to you. But if you value something, you're going to want to protect it and you're going to want to keep on creating it. So please don't hold yourself back. Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to experience, and allow yourself to give yourself that permission to say, hey, I want this. Like, I got to see it for myself. We got to go get it, dude. I'm not holding myself back anymore. I'm not making excuses or anything like that. Like, you are ready is what I'm hearing. Like, you're ready to get this, which is beautiful. It says I release myself from self-inflicted binds. Yeah. Anything binding you back, holding you back, whether it's fear, an excuse. Like, say if you wake up in the morning and you're making these changes and you want to accomplish your goals for the day, but then there's just something that you can't quite put your finger on telling you to do something else. Challenge that belief, challenge that voice, and say, hey, you know what, that sounds good, but no, today we're going to do what I said I was going to do. Today we're going to go for this. Today we're going to work on this. You know what I'm saying? It feels like with this releasing energy, you're going to be challenging your old beliefs or challenging these new ways and creating this change, all of these positive changes, and opening up these new doors for these opportunities for yourself. And I think you're going to be so freaking proud of yourself. And I'm already so proud of you. And I'm already so happy for you and proud that it's happening. Okay? So and that kind of reminds me of like that Ram energy of like challenging these old beliefs. Like, be stubborn in what you want. Be aggressive in going and getting and creating these changes. This will actually help you. I love that for you. I'm like excited for you. This is an exciting energy. So just, you got this. I already told you everything. You don't need to listen to me yap anymore or tell you what to do. You know what you want. This is I feel like this is an energy that I think you know what you want. And with the Two of Wands here and the Two of Pentacles, you're going to find a way to figure out how to get it regardless. And so that makes me so proud of you and happy for you. So on that note, I am going to leave this reading here. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for staying. Love you guys. If you want to see future content, or you want to see tons of timeless past tarot content pop up for you when you need it, feel free to subscribe, because I'm also so grateful for all of my subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. And also, thank you so much to the people who like the videos. It's such a simple way to support the channel. Thank you so much to all who comment, share your support, whether that's for me, for other people, share your experiences, your advice, share your love, whatever it is that you guys are sharing on there. I'm so happy and grateful that you have decided to do it with me and on my videos, and I'm excited that you allow me to read for you. I really am truly grateful for all of you guys. So that's why I always like to tell you at the end of the video, because it's a good reminder, you know. So thank you for being here, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye.